Hello and welcome to another live video from me. I'm Lucy Brand, founder of the Mystic Ministry and of lucy-brand.com. And today's juicy topic is all about past lives. It's one of my favorite topics to talk about. It's integral in the work that I do with my clients, and it just has such an impact on our current reality, but it's something that a lot of people don't really talk about. And so I really want to talk into that today. If you're liking my videos, then amazing. Please give me some love. That would be awesome. And if you would like to book a session with me, sorry, I just had some licorice. If you'd like to book a session with me, a private session with me, then head on over to my website, which is there. Yeah, I got it right. Which is just there, and book that in, and we can get you where you want to be, clear out things that are blocking you from going to the next level in all areas of your life on a mind, body and energetic level, because it's all about taking the holistic approach. If it's not working for you, like if you're trying everything, it's like what normally happens with my clients, they've tried everything, why is it not working? It could actually be a past life. So I'm going to get into that today. So what actually is a past life? Well, this is kind of a difficult thing to explain because time doesn't exist. Okay, so actually what's happening is I'm in this current reality with you right now, but there's also another version of me in a different timeline that could be in the Renaissance period. There's also another timeline of me in the Victorian period. There's also another timeline of me. So you get the idea. And what happens because time doesn't exist, these lives are all happening simultaneously. But so that our minds don't explode, because we are human, whereas our souls are multidimensional, and so are our spirits. Because our souls are, because we are human, sorry, we have this thing, this construct called time. So we call them past lives, okay? But there's also future lives because time doesn't exist. And this comes up in my work a lot, where trapped emotions. So I do work with a lot with trapped emotions. So emotions are just energy in motion. And because we're all energetic beings and we basically vibrate, we just vibrate, all our atoms vibrate. This solid structure of me is actually an illusion. So we just vibrate, we're vibrating energy and we emit a signal like a radio transmitter. But as we're bouncing around this energy, we've got, when we experience something, perhaps a traumatic experience, and we tends to be, if we go into shock or something like that, we can have that trapped emotion in our body somewhere, and it gets trapped in our energy, it gets stuck. And so what tends to happen is, a lot of the time my clients will be like, I'm trying everything, Lucy, why is this not working? But they haven't taken a holistic approach. They've worked on maybe their mindset, they're doing everything logically. As we know, that's not the answer to everything. But they're not releasing stuff on a body and energetic level. So there can be future trapped emotions. So what happens is, when you try to move forward, you find that you just bounce back because you come up against these trapped emotions. These future trapped emotions, and so you bounce back to where you are. But the thing is, because it's emotional, it tends not to be tangible. Like, you don't really understand why you keep going in this loop of trying to move forward, but something's pulling you back. And it's the same with past lives, okay? So even though we call them past lives, we have future lives as well, that are running alongside this life. So what can happen is, depending on your past life, I think I'll start here actually. So with your past lives, what tends to happen is our souls circulate the same souls. So what I mean by that is that the same people in your life, that so the people around you, the chances are they've been with you, or they are with you in your other lives. So perhaps my sister in this lifetime was my mother in a previous lifetime, okay? And what happens is, before we come into our human experience, we work out, if you like, on the other side, who we're going to interact with, and who we're going to meet, who's going to be our mum, who's going to be our dad, who's going to be our brothers, sisters, children, all of that stuff. And we work it all out on the other side. And then when we come in, that happens. That's what happens. And what tends to happen is when we come to Earth, we come to work off karma because we want to ascend on the other side. So what tends to happen is you work out these relationships. Now, if in a previous lifetime, in a past lifetime, if you've had a sticky relationship, and it tends to be that, a lot of the past lives that I have to clear for, some of them aren't that rosy. They can be quite tragic. They can be quite traumatic. Things happen, So what I tend to do is when I have to clear that out, and what might happen is that relationship that you're experiencing in this reality isn't working because of something that happened in a past life. So I have an example of this. One of my clients many years ago, she was really struggling in her marriage, and everything her husband was doing was really annoying her and they just weren't getting on. But she knew it was something within her. She knew there was something going on with her, but she couldn't put her finger on it. She couldn't pinpoint it. So we had a session. I checked in with Source, and it was a past life. And in this past life, I don't know the time period, but all I can say was the women were wearing sort of when that like white cloths over their heads that kind of came down to here, and big dresses. It was very muddy where they were, because I see everything. I get the visuals. And in that lifetime, she had taken the rap for something that wasn't her fault. It was actually her husband had done it. So they were together in that lifetime. And so I don't know what had happened. I can't remember, but her husband had done something. She took the rap for it. So she was actually beheaded. And it was really emotional because I saw it all. We kind of relived it. And so we had to let all that go because there was all this anger, this animosity, this frustration, this hurt, and this betrayal. And it wasn't pretty because the people, when we used to behead people, people used to go and watch. So it wasn't nice, like at all, a nice experience at all. So when we cleared it out of her system, and on a mind, body, and energetic level, healed it, if you like, released it, let it go. And then she was free to enjoy her marriage, and literally it changed overnight, like just because she changed herself. And that's it. You need to be the change that you want to see in other people. Like, you can't come to me and say like, oh, Lucy, work on my husband because he's being annoying. Like, it doesn't work like that. You need to be the change. So as soon as we shifted that in her, it completely changed her marriage. She was like having a great time, and their marriage was back on track. And that's just one example. I've got so many. Another thing that has come up a lot, and this has happened for me as well, in my past lives, I've had many past lives. I'm quite old when it comes to that. On average, I've read, and from what I know from my own channelings, we tend to have about 116 lives on planet Earth at the same time. So past lives, now lives, because time doesn't exist. And and we're circulating the same soul. So for me, I know that my husband in this lifetime, we've shared many lifetimes together, and we felt that when we met. But another thing that can happen is we can take vows. So you can take this vow of chastity, vow of poverty, there's loads of them, vow of celibacy. So what can happen with that is I took a vow of poverty when I was a monk. Excuse me, I just have a glass of my herbal tea. when I was, I couldn't voice what I wanted to say in that lifetime. It's getting stuck in my throat. So I was a monk, and I took a vow of poverty, and I brought that over into this lifetime. And then as soon as we cleared that, my financial situation completely changed with it. That was having an impact in my business. And this is the same with vows of chastity. I've seen that again with many clients. As soon as we've lifted and we've released that vow, excuse me. Oh, sorry. As soon as we've lifted that vow, then they're having a great time. They're having a wonderful time. Sorry, I'm going to have to just have some water. And it's physically changed. Then they can feel it on their body on an energetic level that it's completely changed. Oh, so this is how our past lives can impact our current reality. But what happens is we tend not to know why. I had it again with another client. She wasn't sure why her daughter was behaving in a certain way. And when we looked at it, it was a past life. There was a complication there in their relationship. And as soon as we healed it, we talked it out, then it completely changed the game. It completely changed it. And this is the thing. It can have such an impact, but it's not tangible. Like, it doesn't make sense in this logic, in this reality. So I hope that made sense. Like, if you've got any questions, then please write them in the comments, because I'm always happy to answer them. And yeah, if you'd like me to do any more videos on past lives, then let me know. Give me your questions, because I love answering them. And if I don't have the answers, I will channel them for you direct from the source. Okay, so I shall speak to you all soon. Have an amazing, amazing day. Take care for now. Bye.